Alright, real quick. I'm making this video because nobody's making this video. Everybody's got this opinion about how to do the brakes for the third generation Tundra. It's the first Tundra I ever owned, whatever. I've been working on cars my whole life. You know, talking about service mode and this and that. It looks like service mode either isn't available or there's just not an easy access online to find it. Basically all I did is put the ignition to on and turn the parking brake off, so it just releases the caliper, the caliper piston just a little bit. After that, I just turn the car off. This process, I shouldn't have to get into how to get to this point. You should already know what you're doing. This is basically a standard pad replacement like anything else. I'm one of these guys that's got 30,000 miles and my pads are gone, either from stability or traction control issues. I'm not really a burnout guy or anything, but I have spun tires in the rain a little bit. Other than that, I was reading online, I guess if you use the adaptive cruise control, it likes to use the rear brakes to modulate speed first before it does the fronts. That could definitely be my case. I use the cruise control a lot on some really long road trips, and that could be attributing to my rear pad wear. I was down to maybe 3 millimeters, so I mean I still had a little bit to go, but I figured I would just swap these out. I'm not changing the rotor out. You guys can say whatever you want to judge me. You should do this, you should do that. I don't really care what you have to say. So basically at this point, standard stuff as far as unbolting the caliper. I can tell you right now that these guys right here, there's red Loctite on the bolts, so I couldn't get a normal size wrench in here. I need like a slender head wrench. I didn't have one. Listen, I'm old school, I'm country. I just have money now and I have this truck. But listen, I just use a pair of vice grips on here, and that was enough to slide this off. And then standard stuff where I'm leaving the top one on, so I could spin this up. I put this wrench in place here just to hold the caliper up. As far as spinning it out, so you got I just got some normal gator clips here. I unclipped the electronic parking brake motor. I got these two alligator clips here, reverse. I don't know which. I didn't test this sense. I didn't test the polarity on this. I don't really know. So when I'm gonna grab the battery, it's either gonna spin this thing out. It's not even gonna spin. It's gonna push it out straight, or it's gonna retract. It doesn't actually retract the piston itself. It just retracts the mechanism inside that will push the piston out. Once that bottoms out, it will actually spin. It will actually spin the piston itself, which is, but it doesn't spin it to bring it back in. It just spins. So, to note, you want this when you have the caliper, straight up and down. You want these slots exactly how I have it, perpendicular or whatever, horizontal, if you could. When you go to slide this on the set of pads, these are still old pads in here, but when you go to slide it on, imagine this is the pad on the other side. When you go to slide it on, there's a tab right here. If this isn't lined up exactly how this looks, it will hit on this. It will hit on this tab right here. So make sure whatever you do, if you're messing around, you're winding the motor down, and it starts spinning this thing, make sure you spin it back to right here. All right. All right. So we got like I said, we got the alligator clips in there on each pin on that plug, and we're just gonna spin this thing in, man. Well, like I said, it's not spinning in, but the mechanism, parking brake, is retracting back inside behind the piston. So eventually it'll bottom out. You saw it spun? So when it spins, excuse me, let me make an adjustment. When this thing spins, like I said, it needs to be, obviously it's spinning the seal too. I'll show you how to remedy that here in a second. So as it's spinning, you need it to be perpendicular, like I said. So, all right, we're looking here, we're like, oh man, it's starting to spin the seal. The seal looks like it's getting wrinkled up. It's fine. This thing is very resilient. I mean, it can tear, but it'll take a lot to tear it. So what I do, once you get to this point and it starts spinning, come back over here. You're gonna switch the polarity back to forward. You want the motor to go forward now. Once you get that on there, it's hard to do with one hand. All right, so I got this back. We're gonna get this going forward, and it's gonna stretch. It's gonna stretch the seal back out. All right. So hang on. I don't know if you noticed, the seal already got those folds out of it and corrected itself. All right, now it's starting to push back out. You see that? That'll stretch your seal back out. All right, it's stretched out. That's about as max you want to go. You can see the front lip starting to pull back. You don't want to go any further than that. All right, so everything on the seals even back out. We're gonna go back, reverse the polarity again, and bring it back in. It seems like I'm doing a lot of back and forth. I'm just trying to make an explanation for you guys. So what I learned through trial and error with this was you go ahead and retract it, you know, the electronic part inside, like I said. You bring that to a certain extent. You're like, all right, that sounds good. All right, let's just do it for 3-4 seconds. Now, once again, you guys can judge however you would like. I'm gonna take these big channel locks here. I'm gonna clip it in. Might need 2 hands here. Hang on a sec. All right, I just had to get it started there. Yeah, I know I'm on the face head, whatever. So this is one hand now with the vice grips. I'm just slowly compressing this back in. All right. I'm gonna go ahead. You know, pop these pads out. I'm gonna get the next ones, the new ones lubricated up and everything. I'm not gonna do the pins. You know, I know the whole gambit. Next time around, when these rotors are getting replaced, I'm gonna check all this stuff. If it's not up to par for me, it doesn't have the flexibility I would like it to, and it's not looking too good, I might just replace all that hardware altogether. You know, even the bracket here and everything. So yeah, stand by. I'm gonna do the next part here. All right, so I got the new pads. New pads are in. I'm trying to get the light. There you go. You can see it. Press up against the rotor there. New pads are in. I am not going to wind this motor out at all now. Everything I read that it will self-calibrate. So that's pretty much it, guys. I will follow up with an additional video. With additional remarks if somehow this didn't work and this failed, but that should be it. Everything should be done. You should, you know, button everything up, turn your parking brake back on, and then get out there and break these new pads in, and then should be on your way. Hopefully this video helped you all.